the pass. We're going to get to find out as we do start off on Dust2 Chiefs pick. It'll be Grayhound who are getting underway on the CT side.
Last time we saw Grayhound play this map, at least last time I did, they had a bit of a struggles on the T side. She's going to be starting off though.
It's a nice grenade from Malta, but didn't actually do as much damage as they thought it would have. And as a result, it kind of lets Chiefs into the B bomb site relatively unscathed. There will be a bit of a contest in upper tunnels, and upper dark, that is going to be Ofnu to go down early. Tux and Blitz with the recontest, and Dexter in a 2v1 here. He's got no hope at all. Malta takes the opportunity to sneak through the smoke, but Zeusy is waiting. And Dick Stacey will fall as well. Great stuff, particularly from Tux and Blitz to retake upper dark. And all of a sudden, Grayhound fall apart.
There was a word I would use to describe Chiefs yesterday up against Auto. It would probably be resilient. Even when things got rough, they were still able to turn it around. And I'm not just talking about coming back from a deficit in terms of the rounds on the board. I'm talking about coming back from 4v5 situations where things get a little bit testy. That was a good opportunity, a good example of that, rather, when they're in that 4-on-5 and they just make the definitive mid-round call and Tux and Blitz just charge in towards tunnel and retake the control and win that 2-on-3 fairly flawlessly. Yep. It's good stuff to see. That's nice and decisive. No second-guessing yourself. No hesitation.
It's going to be the buy-through, though, from Grayhound. Scout out for Sicko. We know that he can be quite dangerous with that weapon. Dexter close with the CZ, and Dick Stacey's position here, they might have thought he would have been pushed away by the Molotov. In fact, it'll be Urcast that gets Dexter, which gives away the element of surprise for Dick Stacey because he fired as well. Urcast can't quite calibrate the aim onto the head there with the 5-7, so for a moment it looked like a chance there for Grayhound, but that seems to have very swiftly been swept away by the Chiefs.
It does, so both of these two rounds, good recoveries after losing a player for Chiefs. Sicko's left alone with the Scout, which was purchased by somebody else and given to him. So they still have money for the AWP if they want to buy in the third, and plenty of utility. But Dexter and Dick Stacey are going to be the two men that are a little bit poorer than everybody else in the next round. So I'd assume it's going to be another save. As is pretty common on Dust2, you need your utility. You want to get enough money for the AWP on the CT side, maybe even a double AWP setup. Pretty important on this map.
Who's going to be taking that secondary AWP, though, for Grayhound? Like, I mean, traditionally it has been Malta, but...
His chance.
Nah, I'm not going to do it. It's an ESL Pro League. If it was ANZ champs. But look, I mean, to be fair, yeah, okay, Malta has been the secondary AWP for Grayhound, but I don't think it's like naturally...
Dexter picks it up sometimes.
Dexter does as well, yeah. But I don't think it's like, okay, yeah, we definitely want to have a double AWP. Like, I think for Grayhound, 9 times out of 10 almost, they just tend to go for the rifles, the 4 rifles, and
maybe
a single AWP.
Do you reckon that players are just... everything that they could do with that secondary AWP, they could do with an AWP or something like that anyway?
Yeah.
Or that and more?
Yeah, probably. That, I think, is more so the case. Yeah. So we're going to give it another crack with the Scout, and he does get some pretty good tag onto Blitz. It's not going to be too concerning for the Chiefs, though. Obviously, just the USP's out for Grayhound here. Deagle for Malta, but not too scary.
So Chiefs just waiting for that upper dark push. Ofnu throws the flash over to push these players out of lower tunnel to go for a pick on towards short. Now Chiefs, Molotov closed doors, eliminating some potential risks and possibilities that Grayhound could have to get some picks. Nice flashbang sets up Zeusy and Dexter. Take some picks into middle.
Well, Dick Stacey's managed to grab the Scout, and he'll get a nice shot onto Zeusy, who was incidentally also one of the players with a decent amount of HP. There's another one for him as he tags Blitz through the doors. It's a headshot as well, so he's going to knock him down. Blitz was low. We're back into a 3v3 with Dexter on 5 HP. Ofnu is scouting out the A bomb side and getting the information there, so Dexter will make his way in that direction. But Grayhound certainly have a chance to strike here, particularly if Dexter gets the right timing onto Tux. It's a nice tag on through, a couple of tags in fact. So this is actually looking a little more precarious for Chiefs than they might have liked. It's a winnable round for Grayhound at this point.
Definitely could be the case. Stacey going to make his way up cap. Malta's going to join him in a sec. Actually gets in front of the smoke before it lands. Not quite though.
Yeah, just the off timing there for Dick Stacey. Had he been there another couple of seconds early.
And with both of these players coming through long with no kits, it kind of leans you towards the situation that this round is pretty unwinnable, particularly with the Molotov on Ofnu. Never mind, he's going on an adventure into CT spawn. Where's he off to?
Needs clean shots here for Dexter, which unfortunately he can't quite get. He will manage to find the kill onto Tux and eventually gets Ofnu. It's too little too late to win the round, but that's certainly a lot of damage. Ofnu will clean up the frag. Dexter, a lapse in judgment, runs straight into the fire on 5 HP. I mean, he probably would have died to the bomb anyway, but I think that's actually a pretty respectable round for Grayhound. You can't be disappointed by that. They literally saved the scout through, didn't buy anything apart from the deagle for Malta, or maybe that was even saved through for Sicko. And they've taken all the guns away from Chiefs bar one. Now, what you have mentioned is the double AWP, and that straight away is coming out for Grayhound. It's Dexter to take the secondary, though, not Malta.
And he's been pretty good on the CT side of wielding that AWP towards the B side or towards middle and just picking people in lowers or towards catwalk. When we watched Grayhound play at the CT side of this map, I think it was against not any of Order or Chiefs. It was against another team, maybe Atletico, that were front running them. And then they had a massive comeback on the CT side. I don't know if it was you that was casting that game with me, but...
Can't recall, so I don't think it was me.
But they, I feel like their CT side was a little better than their T side in that game in particular, but might have been a bit of an anomaly. Regardless, Chiefs smoke on towards mid to B, and Ofnu's going to make his way out the doors to try to cut the map in half, while the rest of Chiefs just contact walk out this B tunnels. But Ofnu, he is posted on the line.
So is Malta. He's going to spot Ofnu out through middle. Dexter does actually miss a shot, but Malta is there to salvage the scraps, and Dexter, 2 with the grenade. Blitz has got the AWP here, so he might be able to get 1, but in fact Dexter has a nicer angle. 3 kills for Dexter in the round, only 1 of them coming from the AWP. Malta certainly did his damage there, but only rewarded with the 1 frag. That said, it is the first round for Grayhound, so they cannot be too disappointed having 5 guns alive.
Interesting to see Chiefs go for that kind of a play in the first gun round. It's something we saw yesterday against Order quite a lot, that they actually opt to, when they know their opponents have a good economy and have a lot of utility, they go for those more contact plays or quicker rush plays towards the bomb sites when they're well aware that their opponents have all the Molotovs and counter flashes and nades to really slow them down or stop them if they don't hit the right timing. And it's something that's actually caught them out in that round and in a couple of rounds in that Order game, the first gun rounds where they tried to run those quickest rounds, rather than run a more drawn out sort of map control approach.
There's a big grenade onto Ofnu, and he's going to run straight into the Molotov. Sicko will net that frag, and Tux. What do you do here? Just chilling at the Xbox, he wants to play some. Looks like the TV's broken.
Fortunate.
Why do they call this Xbox?
Maybe it used to be green or something. I don't actually know. Never really thought about it.
Because a lot of call-outs actually make sense.
My favorite one is on Cash, Idiot Wall.
I don't know what you're referring to.
It's like the next to truck when you're on the left wall and you can just get killed really easily from anyone who's got to forklift as a T.
Yep.
That's the Idiot Wall.
That makes sense. See, like again, just another one that makes sense.
Alright, bit lower of a buy in terms of the utility for Chiefs this time around, but they've got enough to make it work. And again, a very heavy setup here towards lower, towards B tunnels. This time though, Chiefs. Again, Molotov into the door, Molotov up onto Cat. They're going to flash their way across middle and try to either make their way up Cat or cut the map in half by taking this mid control. Blitz the whole while has just been posted on the doors, not wanting anyone to peek into that area. The whole round, he's just been sitting there waiting for the catwalk aggression, waiting for the doors aggression.
Definitely seems as though Grayhound kind of knows what's up though. We saw the HNH straight through the mid doors initially, and now onto short as well.
This time, smoke mid to B comes out from Chiefs, but look, Greyhound's going for this boost. They were already going for this before the smoke came out, and now Chiefs going to make their way very quickly up catwalk. Sicko hits the first shot, so again, man of disadvantage already for Chiefs. Yeah,
I don't think you can really be challenging Sicko at this point without a smoke, without any flashbangs. It's wishful thinking to get into the bomb site uncontested at that point, and Sicko will net himself a couple before Dick Stacey also chimes in with 1. Now, a bomb plant is going to at least be allowed here by Chiefs, but it would be an absolutely horrific round for Grayhound if they were to lose from this point, and Tux would have to be the catalyst of it. It's only 2 kills out for Chiefs in this one, so again, a pretty decent one for Grayhound. A nice 3 guns alive, 2 of them being the AWPs, and so far so good for Grayhound on this CT side.
Yeah, this is getting scary for the Chiefs. It really feels like Greyhound's just shutting them down every which way that they go, and they're doing so cleanly, which is keeping their economy very, very high. I mean, purchasing a double AWP setup is usually pretty detrimental to your money, but if you're just keeping all the guns alive and barely losing anything while swatting away these buys from the Chiefs and the anti-ecos, then you're going to be cruising, and that's exactly what Greyhound's doing. They're in a very firm position to be able to buy multiple times for the next couple of rounds on the CT side. And Chiefs, they're going to start to build up this loss bonus after this pistol round that they are going into.
Well, Here's Sicko's opportunity again to find a few stat pads, and doesn't miss. Definitely has been like, I won't say like questions necessarily about Sicko since he's come into this Grayhound roster, but I think it's fair to say that when he joined the Order roster, that was where he like really had that breakout performance.
I don't think he's hit the same level that he was when he was in Order.
I think that's what I'm trying to get at, right? So we know that there's sort of this other level that Sicko can kind of hit, but he's definitely been having a couple of nice shots so far tonight, 7 and 2. Maybe there's something left in the tank for Sicko today.
This smoke doesn't actually catch Grayhound out as Chiefs are going for the long control. Different approach this time. Grayhound, they don't want to fight that. Even though they had 3 players over that side, they're going to give it up. Counter flushes keep the T's back for just long enough. And Sicko posting on the angle, trying to catch any T's getting over aggressive, while the rest of the Grayhound roster repositions on the A side of the map to take short control. Because obviously, if you've lost long and you give the T's short, you pretty much just lose because you get pincered on that A side. Now Chiefs, looks like after taking long, going to head back towards T-spawn and change up their approach. Molotov from off new towards lower just to keep this short aggression back and make sure that your boys over on Chiefs don't have too much info. But speaking of info, here it is.
Exactly.
This could be a freebie for him.
Might well be.
What a
just
shoulder.
Gets baited by the shoulder peek from Texter, but slows Chiefs down, and now the smoke comes across from Grayhound. It hasn't had to be used earlier on in the round. So that'll buy the CTs even more time. Chiefs are going to be down to about 30 seconds before they can really execute into one of these bomb sites, which is always a bit of an interesting situation.
Excellently played from Chiefs, I have to say. Now they're going to go contest this long control. They throw the smoke out mid to B after showing in tunnels, which is playing with the rotations. Zerkast is going into CT spawn, and now Chiefs are making their way up catwalk and splitting this A bomb site. This is an excellent position.
Incendiary down at a nice time from Grayhound, but a nice shot from Blitz is going to make things look a little bit better for the Chiefs. With that said, Sicko will peg one back. Malta as well does get off new on the lurk. And Urcast, as you mentioned, from CT spawn has done a number onto Tux. Again, we're probably going to see the bomb go down here, and Zusi finding an important kill onto Urcast does give it back to the 2v2, puts the control in Chiefs' favor. A nice flashbang, but Malta can't take advantage of it. Now it's onto Dexter, 2v1 with the orb, and he'll just get banged out of the server by Texter. Great shot from him.
That was literally amazing from Chiefs. I feel like the way that they played with the rotations in that round, all the shoulder in towards upper, they took long, they went back towards T spawn, towards B, didn't lose a player, made sure they kept the rotations honest. They went back towards catwalk, pushed the player back multiple times, then throw out that mid to B smoke, which they have been telegraphing that, hey, we want to go back towards B after taking this long control. And then they just go and split the A bomb site after taking catwalk. It was literally perfect from Chiefs. They couldn't have done it better, and the strategy was so strong that even in the late round, when things didn't go super smoothly from them, they lost picks to Sicko, they lost picks to Urcast, it still worked out for them because they just made fundamentally the right decisions.
Well, it's going to give you a little bit of hope, I suppose, Pilly, because it felt as though you were starting to lose that after Grayhound went up 4-3, won a few of those gun rounds pretty cleanly. It was kind of looking like...
Don't put words in my mouth, Jordan.
Look, don't disagree with the words I'm putting on your mouth, because that's exactly what did happen. And don't act like it wasn't. But, you know, for Chiefs, I think that is a nice little comeback, even though, you know, we don't necessarily say that they needed a comeback at that point, but it was starting to look a little bit dire.
Alright, so Chiefs, they've got the catwalk control. They made sure no one's pushing the extremities towards upper tunnel and towards long A, and now they're just putting this progression smoke, which would usually telegraph and execute and potentially force out some utility from the CT side. Unfortunately, no real utility there for Grayhound to throw apart from these counter flashes. Now Chiefs, bit of pressure on towards long, and they will go for this cat execute.
Yeah, and they've learned from their mistakes last time as well. They're not going to give Sicko as many free, easy shots. This time the smoke will go down. Texter to take control of CT spawn, but Urcast is watching, lurking, and he's going to swing around and get the second as well, spotting the bomb out, which does mean now Dexter knows what is coming. But I'm not sure how much that is going to help him. Dick Stacey is going to have to be the one that helps him, and will, which means that Dexter can just spot the line into upper tunnels and finish it off. Another nice round for Grayhound. Again, 3 guns through, so immediately they respond.
The Chiefs throw those 2 smokes. They telegraph that it's going to be an A execute, and they try to throw a bit of a spanner in the works, sending Texter to drop down in towards CT spawn and then split mid to B without throwing that mid to B smoke, because they have the smoke for the cross basically on the A side of the map. The problem was that as soon as Texter goes down to Urcast there's no one to really stop Grayhound from running through that smoke and just fighting them. And
speaking of running around and fighting, that's exactly what Chiefs are trying to do right now, although seems to be a bit of infighting there as Zusi's going to cop a bullet in the back of the head. Sicko again trying to stat pad and does get one. All in all, another happy round for Grayhound.
And their economy is still doing absolutely fantastic. Chiefs, they've had a couple of questionable rounds, one really good gun round, I would say, one really good pistol round. Overall, it kind of feels like Grayhound's getting the better of them at the moment, but there's still more opportunities here for Chiefs. The thing is, on Dust2 at the moment, I feel like this is actually a bit of a T-sided map, to be honest. So I really feel like Chiefs, they need to make the most of this. Very quick play, going for a mid to B here, and Malta is in position again. They're getting shut down before they can even make their way into the site.
Yeah, Zusi falls to the AWP of Dexter. But now Dexter is on his own on that bomb site. He's just posted up like a turret, gets off new in the mid to B split. And now he can just sit himself on this bomb site, try and challenge the remaining Ts that are working their way in, which won't really work out too well for him. Tux swinging a little too wide for his scope to find him. But here comes the retake from Grayhound, 3v2. They have the player advantage. They've got a lot of utility there on Urcast. That said, he is in the tunnels itself, and Tux is just going to smash him. Headshot coming across from long range, and now into the 2v2. Dick Stacey will try to make some room here for Sicko, but it does seem as though Grayhound have really slowed down significantly. Dick Stacey falling there as well. This looks like it may well be a fairly safe 2v3 that Chiefs will win. Smoke has given room for Sicko. He spots out Blitz, but in the end, can't calibrate the aim.
That smoke definitely could have given him room, because that's usually a smoke that the Ts use to get out of tunnels. Yeah. Can give you some nice angles.
Well, I think really where that round fell apart was Tux just getting such a nice shot onto Urcast. And I think Malta probably would have felt like he could have done a little more here in middle as well.
The round you said probably should have gone the way of Grayhound, but didn't quite get it done. Again, Chiefs just going for a very quick one. Oh, in towards tunnel. It is probably going to be a bit of a slow down. Maybe it's a quick one out middle once again. That's exactly what they're doing. Just pressure again and again on the mid to B area. Smoke on the cross, but they're getting sprayed down in middle again.
Yeah, Sicko was also posted on the line with the AWP, and Dexter this time doesn't have the AWP himself, and M4A1S, but it doesn't matter when you have your back turned. He was in two minds. Do I go back to window? Do I look at the B bomb side, or do I look at mid? And in the end, he really should have committed to one or the other. The fact that he did neither meant that he was caught in no man's land.
While all that pressure went on towards middle and the emphasis was being put there by Chiefs, and that would often cause the rotations out from Grayhound, and actually that player who was towards long, instead of choosing to rotate back through CT spawn, went for a push into long hut because he felt like with the utility being expended out of uppers and the three players running out mid, that just screams mid to B. You don't expect that person waiting on the other side of the map, and Zeus is just chilling in long hut and just blows his head off, and that's another extra frag going the way of Chiefs. I have to say, though, that felt like Grayhound was ahead in some parts of that round until Zusi gets that kill on the flank. And Dexter runs out mid and kills Dexter towards window. That was where the momentum really felt like it swang a little bit more in the favour of Chiefs there. And now they're going to even it up, and the money's starting to run a little bit on the lower side for Grayhound.
I think the word you're looking for is swung, not swang.
Swang, swung, swing, swung, you know, any of them.
Swung. Okay, but first time in the map now that Grayhound is actually going to have to take the eco. Obviously, they lost the pistol. Okay, fair. But it's been looking really good for them up until this point now. 2 rounds in a row for Chiefs. Money's starting to look a little bit awkward for Grayhound. They're sitting at about 3,600 for most of the players. So maybe a drop could actually come across from the two guys that saved their guns.
And it feels good from Chiefs. Like, it's like the strategy overall of them just fighting towards CT spawn and window. Yeah. It doesn't seem like it should make sense, but when they sort of break it down into the later rounds, they are able to close out a lot of them. And even if the strategy isn't that amazing in itself, at least it shows their ability to take initiative and actually want to go and take the fight to Grayhound in this series rather than being hesitant and taking their time. And you're seeing some more like confidence coming out from the lads, and then they have those good players to be able to close out in the late round as well.
Yeah, it's going to be the drop across from Grayhound, so I spoke too soon. They don't have to eco just yet. Although if they lose this round, then that will be the option. Sicko started it off nicely, so there may well be still some fight left in Grayhound before we see an eco come from them. Malta posted on the line here in toward B behind Kai. He'll get a great headshot onto Zusi. Challenges the next couple, but Dexter is the one that's going to essentially play Malta as bait. And cleans up a couple for himself. Grayhound are going to win the round. No questions about that. Unless Texter does something similar to Ofnu yesterday, and now after having been tagged quite heavily from the AWP of Sicko, it feels even less likely that the 1v4 will come into effect, considering especially the bomb is on the B bomb site. Sicko will finish it off, 7-6. Grayhound keep their noses in front and also secure themselves at least one more buy through.
They're going to buy up here. Blitz has been dropped himself the AWP. It's not going to be the most fantastic buy. Zusi and Ofnu not going to be able to grab the best weaponry and a bit light on the utility here and there.
Oh,
there you go.
This is vintage, man. Look at him, 13
He's
and
making
5.
a statement.
Called him out. He's been listening.
4 and 5 situations for Chiefs. You have to say yesterday they were pretty good at actually recovering some of those against Order, but Greyhound's a little bit different of a beast.
Yeah, that is for sure.
See what the approach is going to be here from Chiefs.
Well, Zusi does only have a pistol here, so he's definitely not one you're going to be looking to, nor is Ofnu really with the Galil to be the one that's going to open one of these bomb sites up. Although Zusi may well be the first man in to play bait. If he jumps down into CT spawn and can win the aim battle against Urcast, maybe the second man across can get the trade out onto Sicko.
I don't think Greyhound are going to fight it that much, particularly with the man advantage. A lot of the time you're just going to chill. You just take a couple shots, you play full retake as the CTs.
Oh, hole in the smoke. Sicko will be able to peek on through it. Let's see if he can hit the prediction shot. Not quite. The flashbang might have thrown him off there. Urcast is actually going to contest this one. Players do jump down right in front of him. Urcast will get 2 before being traded by Tux, and I'm not sure that's exactly what the Chiefs needed. They needed a little bit of a better trade than that. Bomb does go down, however, the artillery strike, bombardment of grenade coming through from the CT side. Ofnu getting one onto Sicko. A good trade out from Dick Stacey with the AUG, and he'll double down. Tux is gone as well, and so too is the round for Chiefs. 8-6 now for Greyhound, and a chance to turn it to a 9-6, which, all things considered, would be a really good half.
A lot more back and forth of a game than we saw yesterday in the first 2 maps at least. Good to see. Bomb plant's going to give Ofnu and Texter enough for AKs and armor. Everyone else is just going to have to make do. It's not going to be a fantastic buy out from the Chiefs, but if they can make some of this aggression that they've been employing to win some of these rounds work for them in this round, then maybe there could be potential there.
A lot of early utility out from Greyhound into bedroom, into upper tunnels. Malta's left alone on the B bomb site, which means a lot of presence into mid and even further for Greyhound. Look at Sicko, he's pushed up onto short. He's been hitting his shot, so why not at this point, although it is a little risky without anyone to trade for him. Great timing on the utility so far tonight for Greyhound.
As always. I mean, can't argue with this emphasis towards mid. Chiefs have put so much presence and pressure over that side of the map and towards B. Bam being exchanged back and forth indoors, and no one's really doing anything just yet. Now Chiefs going to make their way towards Catwalk. Trying to shoulder out Sicko. Ooh, he actually hit this shot, but only goes through the box, and Blitz, he doesn't miss. He's hit the headshot.
Well, now Urcast is probably feeling a little bit nervous over on the A bomb site right now, because he is the last line of defense here, and oh, wide swing. You could have almost seen Blitz making the trade happen there, but not going to happen. And we're into a 2v4, Zusi and Texter. There was moments where Chiefs could have found the advantage in this round, but now it's going to have to be a real wrestle for control, and that is what we're seeing. Malta and Urcast do go down. It's 2v2. Dick Stacey here, though, from behind. Bit of surprise in the back. Not what you want. Most of the time, at least. Zusi, though, does get the bomb down into a 1v2.
There is a Molotov to stop him peeking up short, but no smoke to go on the bomb, so this Molotov that Zusi has could definitely work pretty well. It actually used the Molotov towards Gandalf, so that's not going to be an option. There is an opportunity for Zusi to drop this Molotov, even take multiple 1v1s against these 2 Greyhound players.
Well, they're going to have to hit their shots now, and they do. The incendiary will burn Dick Stacey. It's not going to matter, though. Dexter's got a kit. And straight into the fire. Through the fire and flames. He'll win the round for Greyhound. What a beautiful, poetic end to the first half. 9-6 for Grayhound, though. You have to be feeling pretty happy with that. I think heading into the second half, the Chiefs do have a bit of work to do, but we certainly know it is within the realms of possibility. We're going to find out, though, after this.
Dancing on my own when you spill that ramen coke on my t-shirt. Yeah, your eyes made it difficult to get my baby. And the next thing I knew, we were so ready to give in, skin to skin on that baseline. Ooh, you give me that high pitch feel, baby. We shared a cigarette, that espresso, the way you looked at me, couldn't say goodbye. And whatever you did to make it stop, 'cause baby, you make me feel something. And the next thing I knew, we were so ready to give in, skin to skin on that baseline.
Alrighty, well, welcome back. Billy caught a little bit off guard, but we're just about ready to get into the second half. Obviously, for Chiefs and Grayhound, it's 9-6 for Grayhound. The Chiefs, I don't know, do you reckon they struggled there in that first half? Or is it more a case of Grayhound just playing pretty damn well on Dust2?
I feel like there's only really like 1 or 2 rounds that Chiefs sort of played a little bit of a slower round with full utility and took their time. It really felt like that entire T half. They're really trying to force the issue out middle and towards B tunnels, right? So not really sure how I feel about them only getting 6 rounds on the T side when, you know, they won the pistol. They got 1 or 2 rounds in terms of the gun rounds working for them. And the rest of the time, it felt like Grayhound kind of really heavily shut them down and had a good economy the entire time, right?
Yeah, definitely. I would not disagree with you at all, Pilly. I'm being told that there is a bit of a tech issue going on right now, so we may have a little bit of a wait. I'm not sure whether that is going to be a long one or a short one. We'll have to see. But
a bit of Optus, perhaps?
Yeah, maybe a bit of Optus. For anyone that isn't aware, what's been going on in Australia right now, which is where we are, is one of our internet service providers is having some outages, like not globally. Nationwide? Nationally would be the term.
Somebody ran over one of the cables in the Outback.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on, but they're really struggling. So I don't know if that's actually what the issue is, but it certainly could be. It's been affecting a couple of the other games that are going on around the place as well, the other esports titles that are happening at the moment.
What other esports? There is only Counter-Strike.
Yeah, I'm hearing PUBG is having an issue as well. Anyway, that's beside the point. We want to talk about Grayhound and Chiefs. I don't know, like for Chiefs, actually, when we watched them at IEM City, I know I keep kind of going back to that, but like that was where I sort of thought, okay, Chiefs is back. You know, like this roster is looking really solid. I think it was actually the CT side of Dust2 that was where they really were posing a big issue actually for Fnatic. So maybe there is some heart to take going into this second half for the Chiefs. Again, I don't know if we're going to be seeing a performance like that from them. The other thing I want to actually touch on, though, as well, while I guess we have time, is for the Chiefs, you know, let's talk about the rankings as we always like to when we have pauses. You know, again, we're going to keep Grayhound at #1, probably even if they lose this match. But I think now Chiefs have sort of, again, established themselves in that second position, just a little bit above Order. There was words and questions about whether Order was second, even despite the fact that they didn't qualify for IEM Sydney because maybe Chiefs got an easier run through, etc., etc. And Order beat Chiefs in multiple kinds of qualifiers, but never actually managed to make their whole way through. I think, again, we're just seeing Chiefs sort of just stay a little bit ahead of Order. Is that fair, or do you disagree?
I think so. I don't think it's necessarily because they are definitively a much, much better team than Order. That last game yesterday, there was 2 one-sided maps. Chiefs barely edged it out, and in a map that could have gone to Order. I feel like Chiefs, you have to put them in a #2 position because Order just keep missing these opportunities, right? They didn't qualify for Sydney.
They're like the MVP PK of ANZCS.
Unfortunately.
They're always up
if
there.
they're not at those Premier tournaments and then another team goes to the Premier tournaments, unfortunately, if you're playing Australian domestic Counter-Strike and online CS and Chiefs is playing Fnatic and playing fairly well, I have to kind of say Chiefs is probably pretty good.
Yeah,
you know?
definitely. Don't disagree with you at all. All right, 9-6 Grayhound. If they win the pistol here, then that is really going to be a big spot of bother for the Chiefs. The flashbang does mean Grayhound actually get out of bedroom fairly okay, but they still have to challenge for long. And Zeusy will say no thank you very much to the door-to-door salesmen that have appeared right in front of him. The 4 kills go the way of Zeusy. Very nice. And Urcast on his own, 3v1. Has got, what has he got? He's got a P250 now. He's really cycling through, having a good look.
I don't think you want that P250, to be honest. The long-range accuracy on this is absolutely garbage.
No way. One-shot headshot.
The armor pen's good, but the only thing it's really better at is just hitting multiple shots to the body against armored opponents. But in terms of the long-range like duels, you may as well have a USP or something.
It's going to be interesting what the timing is like here with Techstar. There is a world in which Urcast actually does find a 1v1 up on this A bomb site. If he wins that, it's going to be Tux. There we go. That's why you picked the P250 up. Now it drops down into CT spawn. He'll make his way over to B. This is a good read. Although he may have just faked it and he'll go straight into Blitz. If Blitz hits this shot, that's going to be all over. But if Urcast wins this duel again, it's going to be a 1v1 that they've given over to him. And he still has plenty of time to play with.
Yeah, Kami is taking a couple of shots. He just walks.
Well, now he has to pick up the pace a little bit. 5 bullets left. Going to reload. Not bad idea. 13 shots here for him available. Techstar. Can he hold the bomb side here, or does Urcast get the bomb plant and then put it into a 1v1? Techstar's trying to do his best. A good shot across onto Urcast is going to put him very low indeed, but we all know that it is just a one-shot headshot that Urcast needs here, and he's going to make his way up onto Techstar. A couple of shots do get missed. Eventually, it'll be finished off. It was a tall order for Urcast, but he made it interesting at the very least.
Go Chiefs getting the pistol. CT side of Dust2. That CT pistol is pretty important to get your money going off on the right start. Make sure you get your utility that you need, and potentially money for the AWP in the future. As for Grayhound, they're going to take the single save. Hopefully they're not feeding too many kills to Offnu and Tux. Offnu's over here, looking to make some cash with that empty bar. And that's not how you do it.
No, definitely not going to have too much luck there. Zeusy, at the very least, will be able to stabilize for Chiefs. Those guns are actually retrievable, although Grayhound do not know it. P250 long range. Let's actually tag Techstar up a little bit. It's not looking too precarious for the Chiefs at the moment, though. Grayhound haven't been able to pick up either of those guns. Admittedly, it was like a couple of crappy guns anyway. And with no armor for Grayhound, it doesn't seem likely that they'll be able to do a whole lot whether or not they had the guns or not. But again, like, damage is what you spoke about before this round started.
Like a death by 1,000 paper cuts for Techstar right now.
Yeah.
Like 4 damage a shot. Slowly being chipped down. Urcast is closing the distance. Oh my god. Please, someone kill each other. There you go. It literally was.
And it's money. He's got money on his gun as well, which sort of, again, leans towards the whole paper cut thing. I don't know. Am I getting a little bit too excited?
Not a bad analogy.
Thank you. It looked like US dollars as well, which actually are paper, basically.
Are ours not paper?
Huh?
Are ours not paper?
No, ours are like plasticky goodness.
Ah, the old plasticky goodness.
Imagine Sicko
I
wins
do
that.
have to say, paper money is pretty stupid though, right?
Yeah.
Like you can
Drop it in a
actually
puddle.
just rip
Hey,
the
there's going to be a
bills.
bomb plant here.
Yeah, that's true. That'll help the tea economy. Is that going to get Sicko and all? Maybe if Urcast or Dexter buys it for him.
I don't think that's going to happen.
Dexter, he gets the bomb plant, 2,900. That could be an AWP drop for Sicko, if they want it.
What if he gets another kill? How about that?
Oh, it's not happening.
It was very close. Still, you won't be disappointed with that round as Grayhound. They take their time in getting there, don't they? Last couple of rounds.
I want to see this money. Show me the money. There you go, 6,100.
Oh yeah, he definitely has a lot of money.
You do it. Don't know if you'll want to though.
First T round, you're up 9-8. I don't think it's entirely necessary. You can always keep it in the back pocket, see how you go with the 5 rifle setup.
ELM in the server right now?
Huh?
Interested. Maybe MC can check that for me.
Oh, what?
If Neil M's in the server.
Oh.
Because when it's late in Aussie time, that's actually like the middle of the day.
Maybe he is.
That's like prime time.
I think you probably put the AWP on Sicko here, actually. He has been hitting shots.
Yep.
So I don't
Good
see
with
why
that
not.
weapon.
He's been having a good day.
Tactical into technical. Next up, spiritual pause.
Yeah.
Everyone take a second to pray.
It's actually just been a technical pause. There was a graphical error. There's no tac pause here.
Alright, Jordan. Whatever, mate.
Yeah, just letting you know. You're wrong again.
This is the kind of toxicity that I have to deal with day in, day out. But we are back into the game, so I can distract myself from the hurt.
And I was right. Sicko has gone for the AWP.
Just stop, mate. Anytime.
What do you mean?
You're welcome to.
You're just a hater.
What we don't hate is watching these clever boosts to make sure no one's peeking short. Could have given Grayhound a free frag, but no one's pushing there. No AWP for the CT side. So but that's a potential advantage Grayhound could utilise. Look at the difference in approach between the two teams. Chiefs, they throw about 1 million grenades. Grayhound, they just do it the old-fashioned way. Walk out, we use our guns, maybe one flash, and then take a little bit of a look, but we don't really need to use any crazy utility to take this map control. We just look at them. They've used a flash, a smoke, and a Molotov, and they've got catwalk control and push the CTs off mid, not that they were really fighting for it in the first place.
Well, the incendiary will come back in response from Chiefs, so speaking of that control, it's starting to be recontested by Chiefs, and recontested well. Ofnu will get the first as the smoke blooms.
This is what we saw from Ofnu against Fnatic, right? Just this literally unstoppable aggression.
Yeah, and it's going to happen again. The flashbang comes through. Forces Dick Stacey to think about his life. Look at the wall. Oh my god, he's actually hit Sicko there as well. Ofnu is hitting everything at this point. Gets the USB out. There goes Sicko. Might as well have a crack at Malta. Pick up the 4K. And that is actually going to spread. But Ofnu is just so clean.
That's just
That's
ridiculous.
casual.
He's like such an intelligent player, and then he just employs the dumb idiot repeatedly wide peek so well. The spectrum of Ofnu. 1v4 clutch against order, perfect positioning and really good angle usage, you know, sneaking through
Utility
certain
usage
places
as well.
in the mid round, and then Ofnu on Dust2. Turns the brain off.
WM1. Well, can you knock it if it works?
I can't.
Good tag from Malta. Very close to a headshot if I was watching it correctly, but no such luck this time for Grayhound. We're actually equalized for Chiefs. So that was kind of...
That was pretty good.
It was pretty good. I mean, that's what we saw against Fnatic, as you mentioned. And like I said, for Chiefs during that halftime break, I think the CT side actually is not going to be too bad for them here on Dust2. So might have a game on our hands here, Grayhound. Need to step up. Although they have been pretty decent on these sort of pistol buys.
Can't count him out.
We'll see if they can do some more damage to the Chiefs' economy, which really hasn't quite started to blossom yet.
It's going to start him off well. Like you said, economy not too great for Grayhound just yet. So every kill that they get, oh, for Chiefs rather. So every kill that Grayhound gets on Chiefs, you're going to be pretty happy with.
Bomb's just gone straight into CT spawn as well.
Ah, well, that's not what this round was really about in the first place, was it, John?
No, definitely not.
Question of damage here for Grayhound. Two guns, not too bad. Pretty good. Oh, they actually choose the AK over the AUG. I don't know about that. I like the AUG better.
Maybe Texter likes the AK better.
Maybe.
Which actually may be a good point. I don't feel as though we particularly often see him with the AUG.
Maybe he likes the AUG better.
Yeah, well, I suppose so. Double AWP setup for Chiefs. Single AWP there for Grayhound. They've just afforded it, so it goes very, very low on money. Out onto long again, though. This time with some aggression quickly up short, and that is quite quickly going to be dealt with by Blitz.
Key player out of the equation early on for Grayhound. Dexter goes down. Now long, short control taken, and Blitz posting up, waiting for another player. Peek onto his angle. Double cross smokes is going to allow them across a Molotov onto the site and in towards Gandalf, but Blitz has got the smoke to put that out, so he's perfectly safe, just chilling there and waiting for the rotations to come back in.
Yep. That said, his position is known, so there is something to be said for that. Urcast as well is doing Urcast things, and multiple plant the bomb, safe from the AWP of Blitz if he were to peek out. Still hiding in his little cutout. It's going to be Zeusy that'll open things up. Dick Stacey to trade back. We're in the 2v2 now with Blitz also finding a frag, but they know Dick Stacey is at Goose. Do they know Sicko is down the bottom of long with the AWP? It doesn't seem like they do right now, and a missed shot from Blitz. That might well win the round, and it does. Grayhound, more so Dick Stacey, gets away with a round for himself and for his team.
And 2 guns taken away from Chiefs in that previous round is going to make 2 of their players very poor and have $1,700 and be in double eco territory. So these ecos have a massive impact in terms of how the economy swings when the Ts do come back, or the CTs. Whoever ends up on that gun round does come back and win the round. That's exactly what's happened to Chiefs here. 3 of their players have 3.5k because they were able to keep their guns up, or they didn't have to drop. And 2 of the players have 1,700, so they're going to have to be in this weird money situation where they're thinking, what the hell do we do with this?
Money talks.
Good input.
Unless it's the US dollar and then you drop it in a puddle.
And or you rip it slightly.
And then it doesn't exist anymore.
What do you even do with that? Do you like... Actually, I know. I watched a 6-minute... One of those 6-minute, like, big story videos on YouTube where there's, like, a whole department where they stick the currency back together.
Is that possible?
Yep.
With like sticky tape or like actually properly?
Like proper tools.
How's that work?
They do it by hand as well. They don't even have a machine for it.
So they're like
I'll link you the video later.
I'm interested. You're going to have to probably link it in Twitch chat as well at the right time so that when people watch this VOD, they're going to be able to find it.
Don't think I'm capable of that.
Come on, mate. It's not that hard.
Guess what? I don't even have a Twitch account.
Yeah, you do. It was like hacked by some... Where were they from?
I think Argentina and India. Yeah. And then, yeah, I think it was just Argentina and India. Oh, Indonesia as well.
Yep. Classic.
Everyone's getting in on my Twitch account. It's been logged into like 2 times.
Why not?
And everyone wants to get into it.
I would want to.
Come on, guys. Who really wants to know that badly?
Wait, are we still talking about the US dollar thing, or?
No. Gonna hack anything.
Chiefs are saving their USPs, by the way.
Yeah. Look, maybe it's a bit of the exits here.
Maybe. Whoa. If they get 2, they'll be happy. 1, maybe not quite enough. Better than 0, I suppose.
What do?
What
is this buy?
No.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Thermoses. And SMGs.
Double AWP, though.
Double AWP, yeah, you're right.
Not a lot of utility.
That could get them a first pick. Potentially ×2. But despite having the first pick last time, Grayhound was still able to win the round, so... Quick catwalk control. Let's see if Blitz is going to hit this shot again. So that would make Chiefs' life 10 times easier.
Oh, there's 2 Ts this time, not just the 1.
2 times the trouble.
Ooh, would have been a good shot if he hit it. That's a nice flash.
He's going to go hop back in his car.
Vroom, vroom. Slow and steady for Grayhound. They'll take a bit of control on short.
Bit of control on short, bit of a mid to B smoke. Bit of a keep Chiefs guessing about what the hell is going on.
Maybe waiting for the push from the bedroom player. Alter hasn't spotted much yet, and eventually does rotate off.
That Malta isn't interested in a bit of a push in the bedroom.
Doesn't surprise me, actually. Not normally him that's having much luck there. What do I know? Utilities come through here from Grayhound. Looks like it will indeed be the mid to B, but Chiefs quite nicely set up for this. 3 players there. The first contact taken by Tux, but are they aware of Opnu, the terror of Dust2? Tux will go through the smoke as well. And that is going to catch Grayhound off guard for sure. And unless these players out from upper tunnels are going to have a big impact, which, well, it's Urcast. He may well still. The round is looking very dire indeed for Grayhound. Need to get that bomb down quickly, Sicko, and he will. Chiefs are going to allow that at least. Can Urcast do something magical to turn this round back on its head? The utility's not great for Chiefs. Just a flashbang, a Molotov, and a smoke. Smoke to go through into the upper tunnel. Tux completely catching Urcast, but now it's Sicko's time to shine. He doesn't know Blitz is coming from behind. If he just watched window, he might have won that round.
So the utility wasn't much, but when they're all used perfectly.
Yeah. Well, I feel
Molotov
like
flushes Sicko off the side.
Urcast got caught napping a little bit.
Flash comes over the top, blinds someone.
No, he wasn't fully flashed.
A little bit is all it takes sometimes, Jordan.
Okay. In more facets of life than just Counter-Strike.
That's right. Speaking from experience.
Oh, yeah.
Only one alive there for Chiefs, though, and Grayhound aren't even really to the bottom of their money pool just yet. So if they do win this round, they're going to put Chiefs back in the bin economically. If they lose it, worst case scenario, they take a single save. Best case scenario, they can still buy in the next. Chiefs take the long control, shift the rotations over towards CT. Gonna get that boost up on this mid to B area. Grayhound taking the catwalk control, making sure no one's pushing the extremities towards B tunnel or towards the bedroom. And I'd say Grayhound have pretty consistently been able to get themselves into this position round after round.
But they've pretty consistently been smashed by Opnu so far. There it is again. Speak of the devil, and he shall appear. Definitely feels as though Dust2 is his map. Grayhound now headed in the direction of another round deficit, which they quite quickly brought back in the first half. But maybe it'll be a little bit more difficult now in the second half. Feels like Chiefs are really starting to get warmed up. Opnu in particular, although that goes a little awry. And now Sicko in a 1v3. He'll want to try and do some damage here. Is that this into economy isn't what it really needs to be. Big shot to miss. It should be Zusi now to finish things off here. But too scared to peek that AWP of Sicko, which really would not be disagreeing with. Gonna get the bomb down here. He'd be very lucky to. Oh, he gets the leg onto Zusi as well. So close. Sicko almost another highlight reel moment for him. What? Where's the money out here for Grayhound?
Yeah, Dick Stacey and Dexter with the 3.5 is a bit of a rough situation to be in, but everyone else pretty decent in terms of the cash. Could go either way here for Grayhound. 3 alive for Chiefs. They're going to go for this double AWP. Still Chiefs' money not fantastic. 1k on 3, 0 on the rest.
Oh, it was a bite from Grayhound.
Still potential here for Grayhound to break the Chiefs' economy.
It's a hero AK. No,
Okay.
It's a full investment. Dexter trolled me a little bit.
What a memer. Buying a CZ.
Yeah. See what he can do with it. A lot of early utility. Dexter with the CZ just tries rushing straight out from bedroom. It's not going to work. Dexter watching the angle. The rest of the Grayhound players are the ones that they do need to be a little bit aware of. The guys with the AKs.
There you go. Opnu. He's doing his thing. Oh my god!
Oh, almost gets all 4.
Blink and you'll miss it. Where did Grayhound just go?
I literally did blink. and then all 3 players were dead. And I was like, oh, I missed it. So hopefully we can get a replay of that. I heard you say Offnu's doing his thing. I was like, what thing? And then it was already done.
That's what it was. It did him dirty.
13-11. That round is over before you would have even thought it started.
Dexter gets the first pick. Grayhound goes, all right, how can we close out this round in the 4-on-5? We'll go mid to B. And Offnu goes, how about you don't?
How does Malte survive there? 13-11. And if Chiefs win here, it puts them 1 map away from Occitane. Look at this from Offnu. Like, he just has no fear at the moment. 2 for 1. That's good enough, even against the pistols. It'll be an AUG over for Dexter, and we know that he is a bit of a power player for Grayhound, so maybe he can make something of this. Maybe he can punish Offnu for the push.
I don't know if that's necessarily a good play from Offnu. But, I don't know. It's a bit of a psychological play, perhaps.
Where does Dexter go with this? Does he drop down into CT? No, looks like he's going to challenge onto the A site. Zusi goes down. It's the opener for Dexter. He can throw the gun across to Sicko for this late round. Or actually, it'll go to Urcast. Either way, Texas made a bit of noise there jumping up from Xbox, but he should get a frag here off that grenade. It'll be Dexter to go down, a 2-for-1 trade. Urcast couldn't make anything of the AUG, and now it's onto Sicko with a P250. Knows one at least is coming from short. Has no idea where the other is. They probably suspects it's long, and now that information improves to be correct, but it's tucks from short. Double finish it for Chiefs, puts them up to 14.
Lost a lot of guns there for Chiefs, and Grayhound have a lot of loss bonus built up. So Chiefs, not bad money, all things considered, but Grayhound are going to be able to buy for quite a while.
Well,
problem is they don't have many more rounds to play.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to say, do they have a while to buy? Because a couple of rounds and this is over. You know, in 5 minutes, this game could be 1-0.
What are we going to do if that happens?
Probably take a break, come back for map number 2, see what happens then.
Bit of overpass, which, by the way, is not a bad map for the Chiefs, at least from what I've seen. What is that, like a restaurant or something?
Villa.
T-spawn?
Villa, to me, would be...
Is that a hotel?
Yeah, like... Yeah, it says hotel or something in the corner there.
Okay.
I think. I don't speak that language. I don't know what it is. French? Arabic?
Bit of both?
I mean, Arabic is not with those characters, so... I don't know. I'm not even going to dig myself in that hole any more than I already have.
Racist.
Yeah.
French and Arabic isn't the same, idiot.
Yep. Well, I knew that. Believe it or not.
Get him Twitch chat. Alright. Grayhound, again, same sort of approach. Blitz getting aggressive on towards Catwalk, trying to get Chiefs a early advantage, make it that much easier for them. Grayhound again, taking this Catwalk control, making sure no one's pushing the extremities. Consistent approach from the lads. Molotov to push Blitz off this angle, or at least push him a couple inches further back.
Not sure that's going to make too much of a difference to the angle, to be honest. Blitz is going to hit the shot anyway. Dexter falls again.
How many times have Dexter got first picked in this game so far? It's been a roughie for him. And it's not necessarily because he's doing anything wrong, it's just happening.
Feels like a sense of deja vu every time he tries to push that angle. Blitz is there waiting with the AWP, and it's Dexter that goes down. Whether he's there with his teammates or whether he's there alone.
So Grayhound in this 4-on-5. Try and consolidate things by going for a bit of an execute towards the safe bomb site.
A lot of noise being made by Grayhound as they jump down. Offnu tries to capitalize on it, but he actually does get found out by Urcaster. Chance in the round now as I speak perhaps a little too soon. Zuzi, Texter, Blitz all finding one. And again, it's Sicko in the clutch situation. This time, again, able to get the bomb down, but 1v3. Texter already close up. Zuzi will finish it off. It's just too much work for him to do.
Will be another buy for Grayhound, though. Chiefs money pretty stable at this point, but this isn't undoable for Grayhound to come back in these last couple. Really feels like Chiefs have a pretty good idea of how to break down the way the Greyhounds are playing at the moment, because they have been. I mean, I almost feel like I haven't 100% been paying enough attention, sort of thing. But it really does feel like they're doing pretty much the same thing every round, almost. Damage from each AWPer onto each other, and this time a bit of a switch up from Grayhound. They pick up the pace, quick pressure on towards Catwalk and middle, which might be throwing Chiefs off guard a little bit. Now Grayhound waiting in the mid round for any kind of aggression, and there it is, Dick Stacey coming out middle. He's going to punish Texter for the recheat. Malta gets a pick on Ofnu, pushing in towards the long hut, so here's the big advantage for Grayhound.
Yeah, it's a different defense from Chiefs, and it doesn't seem to be working out. Grayhound have found the advantages this time. Will they actually finish it off, though? That's a nice combination from Blitz and Tux, the Molotov to force Dick Stacey into Blitz's crosshair, but it's not really going to be enough to keep Chiefs in the round, and they're going to back away. They'll try and save these two guns. Money hasn't been good for Chiefs. They've been really kept honest in most of these rounds. Grayhound have been keeping it close. So you say it's not impossible that Grayhound does come back into this. I would say it seems like it. It's a big task, but if anyone's going to be able to do it in the ANZ region, it is going to be Grayhound. Where do we go in the overtime? If it does get to overtime, I think at that point start to favour Grayhound again. But for now, it's Chiefs' map to lose.
Chiefs being very wise, knowing that there's plenty of gun rounds to come, and with their success in the last couple of rounds, their loss bonus isn't strong, so they need to be very responsible with this money, because if they're not, they could end up getting reset closer to that 13, 14 round mark. You don't want to be giving Grayhound any freebies to come back into this overtime. Already Chiefs, that's it for the cash, right? That's it. Last bit of money that they really had access to. So if they lose this round, it's going to be eco territory on the 29th rather, and then after that, the last round or the last two rounds, they'll be able to buy again. Just the last round, sorry.
Oh, is the walk through the smoke going to be the right idea? Tux waiting. There's no one else on this bomb site. And Tux, oh, he actually gets two. That's pretty good from him. Ofnu going to take the recontest. Sicko finds actually a couple for himself as well. How has that happened? He gets one onto Ofnu and Texter dies in the incendiary.
Malta's in the key position, lurking up Catwalk. Could backstab both of these players. Sicko knows he doesn't have to rush this plant here.
Malta has to be a little quiet. In fact, Zusi dies. What? How has he gotten so many kills? That's 2 kills in the round from Molotovs. But Blitz, he knew where Malta was, but Malta certainly knew where Blitz was too.
You got to be kicking yourself if you Blitz. All you had to do was click on him to end the game.
Oh, well, to be fair, that's like saying, oh, Malta, all you had to do was click on Blitz. That's literally what he did. He did.
See, that is... absolutely accurate. It's that easy.
I mean, 9 times out of 10, you're going to see that aim battle go the way of the AWP. It's a great shot hit from Malta.
100%.
Keep the game alive for Grayhound, and that might be what they need, that little bit of burst of momentum, as we know Grayhound is a very momentum-based team, to push them into that overtime, and perhaps even further.
Yeah, right, though. Those Molotov kills.
Like, how he got 2, and it didn't even seem like either of them really were the player necessarily under pressure or anything like that. They weren't your standard Molotov kills. Tux somehow has actually got an aircast there.
You're a PUBG fan, right?
Yeah, well, I like a bit of PUBG.
I describe that as a bit of a wadu deck.
Ah, I understand the meme to which you have referenced. I have spent a little bit of time on the twitch.tvs myself, Philly.
Is that where we're streaming at the moment?
Hello, fellow children.
You guys heard of Shroud?
Can't say I have.
Two guns, or one gun saved rather, which will definitely help boost up this economy a little bit more for the Chiefs. Better than nothing. Here we go. Next round, Grayhound is going to have an opportunity to take this into overtime.
Yeah, it'd be a little heartbreaking for them if this goes 16-14, to be honest. It's a lot of work to get back here. Malta's hit such a good shot. You'd be thinking, oh, come on, guys. You hit such a great shot. What do you mean we couldn't finish it off? God damn it. That's what he sounds like.
By coming out here for the Chiefs, are they going to go for the double AWP? Nope. I think Ofnu is wondering why I think they overbought there. There was definitely one drop too many. You definitely don't want $3,000 on one of your players heading into the last round. I think you would much rather have full utility on more of your players, which I don't. That's going to be a bit of a problem here. Potentially could lose them the round that will push it into overtime. So though, Grayhound grouping up in towards B tunnel. Aggression on short from Chiefs will mean a quicker rotation time once this hit does come out. The flash is not sublime here from Grayhound. This could be a quick shot here by Techstart.
Yeah, indeed. Here comes all that utility. Well, there wasn't even a flash. Dick Stacey, what a nice entry from him, and Tux will go down as well. Pilly, it feels as though we go to overtime from here. 3v4 for the retake for Chiefs. They're going to need to make it a good one. There'll be the smoke over into the tunnels. But a lot of players on this bomb site, and the flank coming across again from Malta. He won the round from this position last time. And he's able to get an incredibly crucial pick onto Blitz. Now it leaves it onto Ofnu. He's got so many angles to watch. This is going to be overtime. Urkas dies in a Molotov. How has that happened? And now Malta dies too. And the bomb's not planted. That's what is going on?
How has he died to a Molotov? Ofnu flanking around. Here we go.
Oh god, Sicko, 1v1. He's had a lot of chances at the clutch, but he's up against Ofnu. He knows, and he hits the shot. How did he know? Oh, I don't know what to say about that round, or the last couple of rounds, to be honest. So many kills from the Molotovs. Jeez,
I like the approach there from Grayhound, though, in the last round. Just the group up and hit in towards B tunnel. Chiefs, bit of a shaky economy, didn't have all the utility that they possibly could have got access to. But even then, they would have been a bit weaker on the utility side. And it's hard to really describe, but when you're in a 15-14 situation like that, you're under a lot of pressure as the Chiefs. And when nothing happens for a while and you're sort of sitting, waiting around for something to happen, and then that hit comes in with the pace that Grayhound sort of hit in the mid-round there, you're sort of waiting and the pressure's building up more and more and nothing's really happening. And then Dick Stacey just flies out tunnels.
Yeah.
It can be a little bit to deal with, you know. All of a sudden, Grayhound just stream out at you with no real tell that anything's coming.
Yeah, not even a flashbang, like you said. Zeus's looking pretty lonely. Oh, there we go. He's got some friends now. So who does this favour now? I mean, is it Greyhounds? They've got the momentum 4 rounds in a row.
I think Chiefs should be feeling pretty good because they have good utility on this CT side. The Texter cops a bit of a tag on the cross.
Not too
one out towards long.
Well, they spotted Zeusy as well. He's under pressure, needs some help from someone, but there isn't really going to be anything past the flashbangs from Ofnu, which actually does enough. Zeusy going to use it. He does actually throw the smoke down there as well. If Zeusy manages to get away with finding a frag here, I'm going to be very impressed indeed. Greyhound will not be happy at all. There is a nice flashbang coming through from Tux. Zeusy the 1-for-1, but it's opened the door for Tux. Trades come back from Malta though. He's really stepped up in the last few rounds. 3v2 now for Greyhound. Might start the overtime off with a round advantage. If they can capitalize on this. Double AWP for Chiefs though. So picks are always a potential. And look at what Texter's doing.
Trying to take matters into his own hands.
Oh, hasn't spotted them on the cross, and he won't. But they might. Nope, don't quite spot him.
Worst case scenario for Chiefs, unfortunately, because he's going to think, hey, they're still waiting in long. They're just being patient. They know they have the man advantage. More often than not, with the timing that there was only a couple seconds for Greyhound to get back into this position. So in Texas' mind, he's gone, hey, 9 times out of 10, they're chilling at long, and they're just waiting for us to make that one mistake. That's still what he's thinking. He's still edging back towards Catwalk. Utility expended by Blitz, he still thinks they're towards long, but only now when they're hearing the utility coming across onto this big swamp site will Texter think to himself, damn it.
Damn it.
That 5-second window, they've hit it.
And he just gets tagged by the Molotov as well. Not much chance for Chiefs here. Alright. See what they can see. Texter going to be the one to lead the charge right into Dick Stacey's headshot. And Blitz, well, might as well save the orb at this point because I don't think he's pulling off a 3v1 here.
Alright, first round goes the way of Grayhound.
Yep, round advantage, which they have not had for a while.
True.
Yep.
They had it in the first half, right?
Yes, they did. They were up 9-6 at the end of the half, actually.
Singular orb this time for the Chiefs. Those cool shades. Bet you wish you had a pair of cool shades like that.
I do have cool shades, actually.
Okay. That's what being a esports superstar gets you these days,
That's
I guess.
right. If anyone wanted to see them, just go and have a look at @ElfishGuy on Twitter. Scroll through some of the pictures. You'll find them eventually.
Sure, that's what a lot of people will be doing tonight once this game's over.
While you're there, you can drop us a follow too. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Wouldn't recommend it, but, you know, if you're into that kind of thing, I guess...
Well, definitely do not follow Pilly CSGO on Twitter either.
Actually, your Twitter account's not bad, to be honest.
Preach. Often he's up to his usual tricks. But this time not having the success that he did in regulation time.
Grayhound, bit of pressure on long. Now heading back towards Catwalk and middle, but the re-aggression in from Offnu and Tux. Two-man setup. Tux anti-flash. Dick Stacey's just been walking up time and time again, and this time, same thing. Why would he not do it? They've never seen this kind of approach from Chiefs, and it's working out beautifully for them. Two-man advantage for the Chiefs, and Grayhound now smoked out of shorter, pretty much with 40 seconds to go, forced into mid to B, which might be the best play because Blitz is the only one on that B site.
Only the one smoke for Grayhound right now. Sicko does have it in his possession. He started to rotate actually through upper tunnels, but now realizes he does have to throw that mid to B smoke. So that's going to go down. Means that all three Grayhound players are going to be here. Flashbang's going through onto Tux. Means he won't have too much of an impact. Pushing through the smoke. It's a 2-for-1 actually when all's said and done. But now Texter is here to clean everything up. Just way too many Chiefs players there. If there was even maybe one more pick earlier in the round for Grayhound, they might have had a chance, but not this time. We're back to 16-16, so who goes through to the second half of overtime with the round advantage?
Can be a pretty huge thing to have that round advantage as well, because if you win the next round of the following overtime half, you pretty much put yourselves on that point, which can put a lot of teams under pressure that they can't recover from. Four-man set up towards mid, towards long for Chiefs, and Grayhound just runs straight out mid. The rotation's coming back, scrambling to get in position. Unbelievable that Tux hits that shot, and Offnu as well. Chiefs are getting away with bloody murder, literally.
They certainly are. Blitz now as well, going to fire a few shots into the smoke. Won't have much luck in that respect. Dick Stacey is out by Carbon Tux. What a man, straight through the doors, cleans up two. It's 3 for the round for him. Chico's got no hope.
That's just unbelievable. Like, Grayhound did the direct counter to the setup from Chiefs, and then Chiefs just scrambling to get in position back towards mid, hit some nut shots, and then won the round.
Yeah, not much you can do about that, I suppose, as Grayhound. Not sure that one's enough for them. I suppose Chiefs will go through feeling pretty comfortable onto this T side.
Yeah.
But then again, like the 2-1 split, I guess, is fairly representative of what we saw in regulation time as well.
I guess so.
With the 9-6 on CT side, it's the 33%.
Got to remember, though, that Grayhound looked pretty impressive on that CT side, I have to say. It felt like Chiefs were they got the pistol right. Overall, the gun round stats would have been, I would say, pretty heavily in favour of Grayhound, gun on gun.
Yeah, okay.
I'm pretty sure Chiefs won one anti-eco for sure after the pistol, maybe even a second anti-eco after that. And then overall in gun rounds, probably 3 or 4, whereas Grayhound probably had to win a fair few of their rounds in gun versus gun rounds.
Fair enough.
There will be no pistol for Chiefs to win this time.
Mm-hmm.
My big problem, Jordan.
What's that?
Where are the DAC-DACs?
I mean, I don't know
Got
if I really want to
16K.
know all about your problems, but certainly not on broadcast. No DAC-DACs, well...
No extra AWPs to tag people on the cross? Come on. Give it a go.
You're a bit of a demanding bloke, aren't you?
Let's see if you like it.
Tell me what you really want.
Well, Chiefs want to go straight down mid. That's what I can tell you. It's going to be a very quick mid to B split, but Malta's in position and he's doubling up.
Not tripling up though. But that's probably good enough to give Grayhound the round, especially with the shot here from Dexter. He might do it himself. Doesn't quite know exactly where Blitz is, but certainly has a read now. The shotgun AWP going to come out for him, and he'll get it. There goes Blitz. Nice defense from Dexter. Good start from Malta, and we are straight back to even Steven, 17 apiece.
Hey, you shotgun up, you point the pointy end at him, and then you just pull the trigger.
Sticking with the pointy end. Learned that one in Game of Thrones. Rest in peace.
Really is over. Thank God.
I'm still a bit sad. Don't worry about it though. There'll be some more. There's prequels, sequels, everything. They're not going to give up on that cash cow.
You can milk that thing till the cows come home.
Just like Star Wars until they really kill it. If you didn't think it was dead yet, well, it will be in a couple of years.
Well, Chiefs. Flashes into middle. Molotov onto Cat. Waiting for some pushes on the extremities. Nothing will really be given to them. Some mollies out and some utility into long heart and onto short. As Sicko, it's his job to watch this short area. Great nade. Wow. How much was that? 80 damage?
Actually, yeah, roughly.
Pretty good.
Very happy with that.
Nades mean so much on this CT side if you're able to chip people, because then, you know, it's what, 2 bullets from the Augs or a single headshot. Even if you only do 10 damage with it, it can make all the difference because you could just get that single one tap. It wouldn't be available to you before. Here's this A split coming out from Chiefs.
And Malta is ready and waiting. He's spotted the bomb now. And he's going to tell the boys to start rotating across if they hadn't already, which, to be fair, they pretty much have. Zuzi actually does get out. Blitz will not. And now Zuzi really doesn't have much to play for in this round. He can kill Sicko, but MR3 16k doesn't really make much of a difference. 18-17 match point for Grayhound. They haven't had one so far. Chiefs had 4.
Talk about a turnaround from Malta. The man was like 10 for 20 at one point. And now he's, throughout the late stages of coming back into the game on that T side for Grayhound. And then in this overtime, he's what, like 14 and 2 or something? 14 and 4?
I don't know. Don't give him too much praise. I start to think he's good. Dexter gets Texter. One of my favourite interactions of the Chiefs-Grayhound matchup.
Yeah, and this
That
is
or vice
map
versa.
point for Grayhound, so that's a lot of pressure on Chiefs to lose the first pick like that. See how they handle it.
Well, you said they've been pretty good at bringing back the 4v5s in yesterday's match. But are they going to be able to do it this time? Urcast has a pretty strong position. As soon as this smoke fades, Zuzi's going to really be under pressure if he doesn't get onto Sicko quickly, which is not going to happen. Sicko's found 2. It's looking like the map is now in the hands of Grayhound. You don't want to give them that inch, otherwise they are going to take the mile, and that is exactly what is occurring right now. Tux in a 1v5. Can the man himself put it into overtime number 2? Well, perhaps not. Urcast is there and puts it through for Grayhound. 19-17. They only needed the one opportunity to get the job done. And Grayhound head us into map 2, their own map of overpass as well, with a map